So what I want to talk to you about today is this. I wish I could do what you're doing. And also, another message or comment that I hear all the time, you are such an inspiration. And I'm going to tell you about the 3 things that really inspired me to make this huge decision in my life, to become a nomad, to leave my country of origin, shut the door on society's expectations. You're such an inspiration. Let's talk about that. I love this. I really do. It's so sweet. It's why I spend so much time on social media, writing my blog, talking with you guys on DMs, because I really want to inspire you to implement positive change in your life. But inspiration is only as good as the action it spurs. And I'm going to say that again. Inspiration is only as good as the action that it spurs. So if you see my content day in and day out and you love it and you admire it and you say, I wish I could do what she's doing, but you never take action towards that, you never start planning, that is an absolute waste. And that is not what I'm here for. Excuse number 1, it costs too much. I've been nomadic for almost 2 years now. The beginning of September will actually be my 2-year anniversary. I spent 16 months in the US, 6 months in Mexico, and I can tell you this, it costs less for me to live nomadically versus having a home and a mortgage and all the household expenses, the traditional life. And I've blogged about this. I broke down the numbers, I did the side-by-side comparisons, and when it comes to Mexico, it costs about half as much for me to live in Mexico. Maybe Mexico or some other low cost of living countries in your future. Let's go on to another excuse. I have a family, I have a job, I have a dog, or I'm a single woman and I don't know if it's safe. Fill in the blank. What you're really saying is that there is a certain way of life I'm used to, or a certain lifestyle that I'm accustomed to, and it's not impossible to make another way of life work if you are open to that. People travel with full-time with their kids. People are doing it. People travel full-time with a dog like me. People travel with working remotely, with their own business, or maybe they've quit their job and are taking time off. I'm not the only one. Somebody has figured out how to make it work for them. Lots of people have. That is not a barrier. That is not a good excuse. You need to decide what's important to you. If this is what you want to do, I wish you could do what you're doing, but you haven't made any movements toward that, what is that really? What is the real reason? It's fear. It's fear of the unknown, a lack of confidence. Humans are prone to staying in a situation they don't like, that they know, versus taking a chance on a situation that they don't know. I think it's the saying, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. That's just what we're used to. Change is difficult and scary. The unknown is difficult and scary, but you can get over that. It's the same way you can do anything. Practice, dip your toe in, desensitize yourself. And I'll give you an example. So I am a singer. I'm a vocalist. You've probably seen some of the videos of me doing karaoke and getting up on stage and not giving a damn about who sees me. I actually take every opportunity I can to sing some karaoke. I have no fear. I am confident. Only once in a while do I get any kind of like little jitters if I'm maybe trying to impress somebody. But when I was a teenager in high school, I got my first solo at age 15, and I had to perform it at a choir concert, and I was terrified. My voice shook, my legs trembled, I felt dizzy, I felt sick to my stomach, and the performance was not great. That was 20 years ago. I have been practicing ever since. I have been attempting harder and harder songs. I've been doing it in more and more places. I've been in front of bigger and bigger crowds. Now I am cool as a cucumber. And I say that really to illustrate, get out there and practice what you're afraid of. Practice traveling. Push your boundaries. Take a trip. Take it with friends or a partner, or do it alone. Then go a little farther, maybe to somewhere more foreign or exotic, to somewhere where They don't speak the language. Challenge yourself. Keep pushing and keep challenging yourself. Pack a little less, plan a little less, leave a little bit more open to chance. I think the only way you're gonna get to that level is if you take all the incremental steps in between. With each experience, with each problem solved, you are practicing, and that really is the only way to lessen the fear. You could dive in the deep end, no experience whatsoever, but most people, including myself, they've had practice, they've done research, they have role models in front of them that they are learning from, showing them it is not impossible to do. Whenever you make a big change in your life, you're gonna have nerves, you're gonna have fear. You know, it wouldn't be exhilarating if you weren't a little scared. It wouldn't be as rewarding. It wouldn't be as like monumental and life-changing. And that's what we're here for. We're here on this earth to have an experience like that, not just like going through our days like robots, right? So let's fast forward. You've been practicing, you've gone on trips with your family or with your dog or solo, and you're ready to up the ante a little. So here are my 3 mantras that really helped me make the decision: sell my house, quit my job, leave all the stability behind. The first one: nothing is truly irreversible. And I'll add to that, does it actually truly matter if it's something that's not irreversible? Let's just say you're thinking about quitting your job to start traveling. Well, nobody says you can't ever get another job. And let's say you're thinking about pulling your kids out of school to travel for a year. Does it really matter if they skip a year of school, if they're not in class every day, if they're learning real life history, geography, anthropology, people skills? Let's say you want to sell your house and try the nomad life. Well, guess what? You can always buy a rent again, maybe in another country. You never know. There are so many paths forward when you sort of eliminate the cookie cutter one. And by the way, if you do decide to go back, that doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you took a chance, you chased a dream, you learned, you grew, you tried something, you lived, and those are all pros in my book. Number 2, the second mantra: there is no perfect timing for anything, ever. It's always going to be a busy time at work. There might always be a promotion right around the corner. You have too many commitments. There's too much economic uncertainty. There's always a fill in the blank of some color or flavor. And you are never going to feel 100% certain, 100% confident, 100% ready to jump into that deep end. If you remember that life is too short and too beautiful to press pause and wait for the stars to align, reach for the stars anyway. And then 3, the third mantra that I embodied: inaction is really the greatest risk of all. And when you think about it, there's been a lot of studies on this. What are people's biggest regrets in life? You hear time and time again, the chances they never took, the decision that they delayed or were too paralyzed to make. Don't be that person who sits there letting time and opportunity pass you by. Time is not a renewable resource. Once it passes, it is gone. And what does it cost you to delay a decision that you really care about? I didn't want the future me to look back at the me now or the me in the past and say, I wish I had done this earlier. I wish I had started this sooner. I didn't want to be that person. I hope this was interesting and hopefully inspirational, and you're about to take some action from it. If you liked this topic and you are thinking about maybe taking a big step like this and you want some sort of one-on-one support, I offer personal mentoring sessions. You can talk to me about anything really, but a lot of people like to talk about, emotional and logistical barriers towards reinventing their lives, following their hearts, conquering their fears. So if that sounds like you, please reach out to me. Adios, my friends. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have an amazing week.